Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Building with Whip. Today we're back here in the single player world. This is episode 243. The next world download, which people have been asking for 1,000,001 times in the comments, is going to be at episode 250. Which means we've got 7 episodes left until y'all get your hands on this fancy schmancy world tour. And today we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from our city build. We are actually going to be moving out into our farming area to do a little bit of work, transforming our gross windmill that has been sitting here on the hill for a very, very long time. We can barely see it just behind the trees over there. That thing right there has been sitting here for well over 2 years at this point, and it needs some love. So we're going to be transforming that one today. We're going to be changing it up, doing something much nicer than it currently is, and something a little bit more suitable for the rest of the build style we have going with the city. I do really enjoy what we have in our small village area here with this very simple style for the village, but I think everything else outside of that needs to be updated a little bit further. We might come back and visit this place occasionally, like once in the future or something like that, but no plans for that one right now. I really like this village as is, so I don't really want to be updating that one too much. But I feel like with our vineyard over here, where we have the windmill as well, as it's a little out of date, and I want to be able to make an updated windmill design that's going to be something that we can easily transfer and build a few more times throughout this area, because obviously these fields are growing more and more every single week, and we're at the point right now where one windmill really does not make sense for how much stuff we have today. So I'd like to get started on this one. I think we can get a good job done right here, but to get ourselves started, let's tear this whole thing down. So I think with this updated one that we're going to be building here, I want to have the whole base area be raised up so we can get a bit more height into the structure itself. So I was thinking we could come through here and bring in like 2 sets of stairs and on like the front side here, and just have like a way for us to walk up a bit further so it just gets that entry level height to it. And then we can do something coming through here like this, and I really don't have that great of a plan for this whole thing. I think our center area is going to be a little 3x3 just to have it being very skinny in there. And then we can have this whole area kind of coming around. Maybe we'll actually go a little bit bigger. So instead of being just the straight 3x3, we can have it like this, and then 3 blocks here, and then bring in those stone bricks on top. I think that might work out pretty well. But I think something like that's probably going to be a good base for us, at least the general shape for now. And then I do have some stone brick stairs on me, but I was thinking on these corners, we could bring up some spruce logs and just have like a bit of a wooden accent to it. Because I think the problem that was with the old one is that it just felt so stone based. It was just stone piled up upon stone upon stone upon stone. So I think bringing in a few bits like this where we can kind of start to bring it out a little bit further. And then throughout here, obviously, we're going to want to bring these in as well. And bringing in just kind of rounding out everything throughout here to create little archways. But we'll probably, maybe we can have like this area here as like a little staging area for some more resources. So we could have a ramp right here for people who are trying to get inside or just quick dropping off things. And if you have like a bigger selection or something, maybe actually it's probably more intelligent to use this side that's already raised up for it. In order to incorporate this a little bit better into the city build that the village build that we had over there with majority stone being in there, I came in here and replaced a good chunk of our stone brick with just regular stone. And I think it actually improved it quite a bit by smoothing out the area. So it's not quite as just stone brick and spruce and cobblestone. It's a lot more dynamic now, which I like. But we're kind of at this point where I'm trying to decide if we want to go the next level up and start bringing in some more wood structures. I thought it could be kind of cool to incorporate a lot of our 114 blocks being, where are they? We only have 11 barrels on us. So we don't have too many. We're definitely going to need a few more of those. Oh, barrels are super easy to craft. We can make those right now. And of course I brought the spruce thing that had basically no spruce in it. Whoopsies. Okay, well, we're just going to do this and make as many barrels as we can. We shouldn't need much more than 16. And let's bring in some more of everything else that we have in here and can use. For now, let's try going at this point where we start to bring it out a little bit. And so we could take a lot of these barrels and just start lining them around here and use that as kind of that iron strapping texture that they have. I think that can be pretty cool. And then we can bring a little bit more of these guys sticking out here to make them just like showing out further and further out into the distance and start kind of keeping that shape going here. And then that could be a good point to start introducing a lot of our wooden textures into here. But I think we might want to bring ourselves out this way a little bit more, maybe on just this side. Like maybe we do this side and that side, we elongate it just out one block so we can kind of have it make a little bit more sense for where everything is throughout here as far as the windmill blade is going to be going. And then we're going to want to echo that on this backside here because we're going to have a counterweight of sorts coming back here, so we probably want to have this jutting out as well, and we can use just some stripped spruce log in here. I really like how those blocks line up, and then that gives us a good way to come back in here. And I don't have any spruce slabs, and we can just start to bring that in right there, and that'll help us kind of bringing this whole section out here. And just for now, for a very, very rough idea, let's just stack all those in and fill this area in here with some spruce planks. And that should be kind of the general idea that we want just for how it's going to stick out there. I think that'll work out pretty well. And then we can have the windmill blade, or like the windmill pillar thing, I guess what it's attached to, is going to be jutting out off of there. And what I really want to do for this windmill blade itself is I have a very, very cool idea in mind of making it look like, or using grindstones as part of it. I think grindstones can be a really, really cool look for it, because they kind of look like they're turning around. If we use them in a circle around the thing, I think it's going to give a really, really cool look. But let me mess around with this some more here, and then we'll work on the blade. I've got the rough idea of the outline of this one finished up, and I think it's pretty good so far. I will say, though, I did get a little stuck on what to do on these side bits, so I did go look on YouTube to see what I could find and, you know, find some other awesome ones out there. And I actually found one by Mythical Sausage that looks apparently pretty similar to this one here. So I guess two minds think alike, great minds think alike, or whatever that saying is. But yeah, so this is actually a little similar to Sausage's one. I must have seen that while scrolling through like Pinterest or something, looking for some ideas, and just subconsciously was like, I'm gonna do something like that. But anyways, we are working through this right now, and I'm just getting some windows on the side here, just, you know, because we're going to have somewhere for somebody to work up here, and obviously we want to have some natural daylight in here so that somebody doesn't need to bring a lantern up every single time they want to get up onto this top point. So all the roofs on the sides over here, we use slabs going all the way up, so I kind of want to see if we brought them out like here, and then I think we'd do like a little bit of like a plus shape almost for the roof. So it'd be something like, I guess that actually would make sense to bring you right into here and extend that one out. And then so we're going to bring these all the way around kind of like this. I guess I probably should have done something right there. So the roof would come up to being this high if we did it this way. And I don't know quite how that's going to work out if we look at it from below. So now that we have just this side on here, let's take a look at this one and see if we like it or not, or see if it needs to go taller. I feel like we got to go with stairs here. Slabs, did we use stairs anywhere inside this? I feel like the slabs is just not good. Maybe it does make sense a little bit more because we have stairs on all the fancy city buildings, but the village here doesn't quite have that. So maybe the city helped with building this one. So let's throw some stairs on top of this. Added a trim for the stairs, and I think that looks much better. I've also started on the side over here, bringing this one out a little bit more and having like a dark oak line right there. Then we're gonna have some more spruce on top of that. I think that'll help break it up quite a bit. And I decided to over here, I think I only did it on this corner, but adding in a small fence right there just to add some extra variation to like the up and down of this one, so it's not just all these flat straight lines. And I think one other thing that I would like to do while we are in here is I would actually like to see what it looks like if we do something like this on all four of the corners. Yeah, that actually doesn't look half bad. Maybe we add some of those in here as well. Coming back over to the windmill, even without the blade on it, it looks so much better. Just at this point, there's just so much more detail just around this area instead of just that weird little pillar of stone with the tiny slab roof. I think it was mostly the slab roof that was messing with me on this one, but we're going to be coming down here to tackle the blade now, and I got a decent idea in mind. I was just messing around in a creative test world with that grindstone idea I had been talking about because I wanted to give it a little bit of an extra look before I came in here and tried building it with you all, and we are way too high in the sky. But if we bring that out, just being another block right here, and then we take these grindstones, and actually, do we want to bring this out one further? So the idea is that the grindstones will be basically on this block, and then the propeller blades themselves would be here. So I think we actually want to bring this out one further. Yeah, we'll do it at this point for now, because I think it'll look thick enough to where it's not just like looking overstretched in this direction, which would be nice. But what we want to do here is bring in these grindstones, plop them all down just like this, so they're all facing these different ways. And we need to come down below and get one down here as well. And I think we need to drop ourselves down one more and then just do right like that. So that's going to be basically how we want those ones to go. And then we need to bring in a bunch more of these strip spruce logs and bring ourselves right back up here real fast. And start adding these in, going around all different sides as well. And I want to be careful not to, I guess that middle one right there is not going to be visible, but I always accidentally strip logs that I don't mean to strip. So I'm trying to be pretty careful in this one here. And these all need to come out 2 in each way. And then right here, we can start to bring this stuff out a little bit further. So it's going to be 1 and 2, and then another set of 2. And then we're going to do another 1 right there. And then we can strip all these ones down here as well. And we're going to actually be bringing in some birch fences, which I think will be super, super cool. And what it's going to be here, sorry, I'm just trying to get that thing out of my inventory, is just not birch fences, sorry, birch trapdoors. And then we're just going to stretch them around 2 blocks out on each side right here. And this is going to create a single one of our blades. And it should be pretty cool if we bring all these ones in here together. Taking a look back here from a distance, that's what the blade's going to look like, and doing 4 of those around here. Let me get the other ones in. Okay, it's time that we take the scaffolding away and take a look at what this is actually looking like now. I got all of the trapdoors in, and I think it looks pretty cool from down here at least. And I like the color that we get off of the birch trapdoor. It's almost like we're going for those white wool ones that we typically used to go for, or the traditional Minecraft windmill design of using white wool blocks, but it's just not a full block. And I like it. That's pretty cool. One thing I started doing, and you can see I'm missing a few in right there and right there, is I actually started bringing the trapdoors a little bit closer so they fill all the way into the center instead of having those open gaps. And I think I like it being filled in there completely a little bit more than it is. I want to mess around with adding some trapdoors and things around here, like spruce trapdoors, to help smooth these like curves out a little bit further. So I'm gonna mess with that, and then we'll see from there. This thing in the sunset looks really, really cool. I love this thing at night now. It's got a lot of light to it, and it's got a lot more life to it. And I finished up the interior as well. Our front thing over here is all finished up. I added all of the details through just a few trapdoors to help smooth it out. I tried it bringing in slabs and things on like these rows, but it felt so off compared to these ones. So, you know, the case with the vertical slab would be pretty nice right here, but I like this one as is. I think that's pretty good for the windmill blade of what we wanted there. And then the inside is just simply some andesite stairs, that's what they're called, right down here. Then we brought in that old piston that we had at the beginning where this was in the original design, and then just got this thing going up here with some grindstones. And there's not currently a way to get up to the top, but I think we're just going to leave it like that. Added a few detail bits, just a little bit of a trim going around that thing just to make it look all nice and pretty. And then we are out here. Do I have a torch on me? I do. I think we're just going to throw a torch right on top of that guy, and that should be good for this design. What I would like to tackle next is we're going to be going over to our original desert city of Papyrus. And can we just talk about how cool these chicken coops are? I totally forgot that this was possible. I need to start incorporating a few of these things into the city. But anyways, we're going to be headed over to Papyrus, tangent aside, and we're going to be working on transforming the old gladiator arena that used to be an iron farm. It's time to turn that into just like a traditional gladiator arena instead of just being an old iron farm that no longer works anymore, because that was a pre 1.14 one. Do we get a chicken? No chicken. Random point on the video for some big news, but next episode we are going to be starting up the Nordic village. If there's anything that you all want to be seeing up there, be sure to let me know. We're going to be carrying through with that Nordic village project until we get to the world download at episode 250, but I think it's going to be really worthwhile for me personally to be taking a break from the city and moving up there and enjoying a brand new project, a brand new build style, and get some creativity flowing, because I got a lot of cool ideas for that one, and I got a lot of things that we can start pursuing, which is going to be really fun. But it's also going to be really nice to be back over here in the desert for the remainder of today's episode, at least. It's been quite a while since we've been here in a video, and I'm super excited. If y'all remember this, if you're really OG fWhip viewers or fans or whatever, this was our original ink farm. This was our original ink farm and everything like that. It no longer works because they only spawn in rivers, And this thing all the way down here just leads to a big old pit that I believe I've filled in at this point. I'm actually kind of curious. I want to go check this one out. No, I just completely tore out everything because I wanted all the wood, and we left a single minecart here. This is very, very sad and very ominous because there's a layer of sand, and then it's just one layer of sandstone, and you drop all the way down into this big pit. And if we ever need some stone brick, we could just get all this stuff back here too. But coming back up here to the top, the important thing that we are here for today is this old iron farm that no longer works and has a copious amount of chests that are all completely empty, a copious amount of hoppers in the back there, and just a bunch of poppies here if we ever need those. But what I want to be doing today is I actually want to tear down the redstone part of this farm. If we run through here and come all the way up to the top, y'all will be able to see down into this farm area, and this is one of those traditional iron farms, the original designs. It's not too great. We actually still have all the villagers in here, so we'll have to figure out something to do with them today, or maybe they can just disappear or run off into the nighttime. And ooh, apparently we have a librarian in here. Do you have any good trades? He has Silk Touch. That's actually not too bad. But anyways, we're going to be breaking this thing down. That's actually one of the original ones, so he wouldn't lock up nearly as much as everybody else would. That might be a good idea to hold on to him, but I think everything else in here, I want to level it all out to down at about this level where we're at right now, and then we will figure out some ways that we can make the inside of this thing a little bit more interesting. But if I remember correctly, there is a bunch of lava right down in there. To quickly interrupt this time lapse here, I was just digging down here, casually removing our item elevator system that we had, and all the redstone stuff was coming throughout here. The hoppers come through this way, and I started breaking up the stone bricks that were down here, and they were just flat covering a fossil. This torch was placed here years ago. How did I not even think of oh, hey, we have a fossil inside our world. Isn't that a cool, unique find in the game? Maybe we should do something with that. Should we, 3 years now later, do something with this? Let me know. Unfortunately, not just an interruption to the time-lapse. Dumb me forgot to hit resume time-lapse on it, so lost the rest of the footage. Let's cut to the end. We now can watch our peasants, I mean villagers, fight for their lives, and whoever is the last one standing in here, we maybe might take him out of here occasionally, maybe once in a while to save him. But I think these all are going to live in here for the remainder of their lives. And as you can all see here, there are not very many torches or anything of the like down here. And I did realize that we missed a spot right over here. We need to bring out a few more little bits of sandstone to fill that in, just so that it doesn't bug the crap out of me, because I would hate that. Anything else that we missed? Anything else? No, I think we're pretty much good after that. Maybe we just take this back here a hair right like there, and then we can fill those ones in. Just trying to make sure it looks cohesive, but I just tried to spam a lot of random bits of detail around here. Maybe it looks like whoever built this arena built a few walls in here of rubble, of just kind of whatever was left over after constructing all this, or whatever areas started falling down. They just were like, yeah, throw it into the pit, and we can use it as adding to the sport of the gladiator arena. So I really like this one. I think it was really fun to be able to come up with this thing and fix it up as we've got it now. I think it looks much, much better than what we had beforehand. Welcome on back, folks. Sorry about the inconvenience with the time lapse there. Not quite sure what happened with that one. I got this little, I don't even have it right here, but there's a pause button, and apparently my brain does not compute it saying resume as different from pausing, because I definitely went to the escape menu many a times in there. One of our villagers managed to get out. He's running around here somewhere, so somebody's already escaping the arena. But this book in my hand means that we are all out of time for today's episode. Last episode, I had asked for a lot of feedback on potentially starting up, say, like a tutorial series. And a lot of people said, hey, that'd be kind of cool, that'd be interesting. But a lot of other people said, like, well, why not do like an inspiration series or stuff like that? Or just go back to the smaller creative time lapses like we used to do. So I want to kind of continue that one on with today's comment from Amanda. Well, tutorials are great and inspiration series would be cool as well. And I've loved the creative builds that you've been doing recently. I basically just paraphrased that inside of announcing this comment. But anyways, what types of things would you all want to see in an inspiration series? I think for me, that might actually be a better route to be going. I think that could help me inspire myself with a few future builds and all that stuff. But like even things like this, like an inspiration series on a ruined village, or even like maybe ideas for stuff to do in Minecraft 1.15 with bees? Maybe we do a little bit inspiration thing with a bunch of ideas around that. Or are you all thinking something more along the sides of occasionally touring? That's a weird tree. Touring builds that other people have done. Is that kind of something that we're thinking here as well? Because that could be fun to go tour other builds that people have done and go check a few other like castles or cool builds out of other things like that. But anyways, let me know in the comments below. This is all I got time for in today's episode. Be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you on the flip side.